I'm here today with Eric Faulkner for the Bay City Rollers. Eric,
Hiya.
thank you
That's all right.
for coming in to talk to me.
Fresh from another gig.
Absolutely, we're here at Midfest today in Dalkeith.
Dalkeith, this is a local gig for me. I was Gilmert and Morden just down the road. So
when was the last time you played in the area?
About 40 years ago.
40 years ago.
They finally
So they got you back again.
the parole expired.
And you survived. Well, I've got to say that's the first time I've seen the band on stage, and it was absolutely brilliant.
Oh, thank you.
Thoroughly enjoyed that.
Good, always is a good crack.
And the crowd as well.
Yeah,
just
crowd
because
was great, yeah.
these songs, a lot of them that you were singing today, have been around
Well,
for
they
a
kind
long
of
time.
it's when they were teenagers and finding their way and stuff. So everyone's got a wee memory for them, first boyfriend or whatever and stuff. And some people got married to them. You know? People get married to them as well now. Yeah, we do funerals now, yeah.
So as I say, that's the first time I've seen the band playing before. I've seen you playing your acoustic gigs.
Yeah.
That seems to be, you're doing quite a lot of that just now, being quite busy.
I mean, I kind of do both because the acoustic ones are a kind of intimate gig where you're just on a one-on-one with the crowd and stuff, and the festival, it's just like you're the high school band again, you know. It's just a bit of a thrash out and a laugh, you know, and it's just good to turn up the amp and crank it out for a bit. And then,
I think because everybody knows the words as well.
They're all singing them. They're a great crowd.
Great.
Yeah, I was down in Bristol last week, Watch It Festival, and same kind of thing, you know. It's how it makes people remember, because they get played on the radio now and then, but not that often. So it's always a nice surprise that people do remember.
So you're keeping yourself quite busy just now. Yeah, I saw you in Newcastle last weekend, and that's you up in Dalkeith this weekend.
That old person's rail card's proven to be a damn good investment. And I'm off to, I've done Germany this year, did a tour there, and I'm off to Japan end of September. And
because you guys in
Ireland's
your
just
heyday,
coming in. I've got an Irish thing coming in December. And just kind of people phone up and say, can you do this, can you do that? And I kind of...
So Japan must be quite an interesting gig for you, because you guys were absolutely massive.
Well, the band was huge, but I'm doing the acoustic gig on that one, and they've kind of come in on that level as opposed to the oldies thing. And but saying that, I mean, I wrote about 8 hits for the Rollers that were hits in Japan, so I kind of got a back catalogue of my own there. So
you're looking forward
I'll probably
to going back?
I'll dip in and out of that as it when it feels right, you know. So
have you friends over there that you'll be bumping into again?
Actually, I've had some contact from guys for the old record company and stuff, but they've all retired. I'm thinking, how have I not retired? Everybody else is retiring.
So have you any thoughts to retire, Eric, or is this you? Is this you to the end of your days? Are you happy to be up there?
I don't know. It's
I noticed one of your songs, "Rock Till I Drop," is the lyrics in it.
Yeah. Well, I was just talking to somebody there. It's when you stop, you start noticing all the bits of your body that are going wrong, and it kind of keeps you young in a way.
It must keep you fit, because certainly you were.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
you were giving it some welly on the stage there, and I noticed you were playing fiddle.
Yeah, I do the fiddle. I've always done it. Even the B-side of the Rollers' big American hit Saturday Night is song Marlena, and that's got me playing fiddle and mandolin, and Alan Lumley on accordion. So it's kind of always been in there, and it's just the kind of roller mania thing, the hysteria, just was so huge. Nothing else stood a chance, and it didn't matter what we did. All they wanted to talk about was how loud people screamed at us. So
I imagine there was very few.
At least somebody noticed.
Actually got to hear you on the stage.
Nah, and people do it. They think, you can't play and stuff, and you think, well, just sit and watch, you know, and see. Talk to me after, you know.
As I say, I've certainly seen you both at your acoustic gigs and now on stage with the band, and there's no question about it. You certainly can play.
I've got a magic act I'm working on.
Have you?
Yeah. Got to find the missing millions somewhere.
And have you got any plans? I notice there's quite a few books coming out just now. We'll not go on too heavy into that subject. But have you ever had a thought to write a book yourself, Eric?
I have actually, and it's almost. I tell you, when you start doing it with the way the laws are and stuff, it's actually really hard to tell the truth. And I really don't want to do something that's kind of watered down and goes all anodyne and.
Is that
it's
because
like you're going to, well, because
legal reasons?
Yeah, because you know something happened, but you've actually not got a bit of paper to satisfy the lawyers that it did happen. So they say, well, you can't really say this, but you can say that, and it just gets watered down. And it's the old saying that names changed to protect the guilty.
Yes.
You know, and you can't really actually
I'm sure
go for it hell for leather. So I'll wait. Play a few funerals first, and then maybe I can say that. But I find the roller books incredibly depressing because they just always are attacking each other, and we all got taken for a ride. You know, the band themselves were not the villains in the piece, but they just seem to have this want to just keep attacking each other, and I kind of just stay away from it and think, well, you know.
Has it affected your enjoyment of the music? Because there's one thing that shines through you, Eric, is the fact that you just absolutely adore playing and the audience and writing your music.
Well, it's what I mean. I do make a determined effort to make that the number one thing, and it's so easy to get distracted into a lawsuit over here and all, and which is kind of just moors your head. So I'm really not too fussed about that stuff, and I'm kind of easy Aussie about it. If it's meant to be, it'll be, and if it's no, it's no, and it's like, what's the big deal? You know, go write another song and do it all again. You know, that's the kind of attitude I've got, because you go back plowing over it, and you just dig up more. You open up more cans than what you've ever shut. You know.
So do you think it went too far that you guys would never be able to play together again?
Well, I'm certainly not going to get together and sell 1 million CDs for Sony Music for Sony not to pay the band.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get ripped off twice. In my opinion.
Quite right.
Allegedly.
Quite right.
So I'm told.
Quite right.
So I read somewhere in the paper.
So let's get on to the fans. I noticed there were some fans over from Germany even here today
really?
To see you. Yes.
I can't see that far, so the minute it's more than 40 feet away,
they travel for miles to come and see you.
They've got immense loyalty, and it's...
immense loyalty.
I'm not too sure why, but...
But is it nice to still see the same folk turning up to gigs
that
were there in the 80s?
Well, I mean, I just go high and...
Yeah.
And
as do they.
Have a quick hello, what can you do?
Well, it's been great that they've remained loyal to you, and they've all got their chosen roller, and you seem to have quite a high percentage.
Well, in the day, in the day, I mean, it was very much like the like Peyton's thing was the Beatles was John Paul, George Ringo, and the Rollers. It was Les, Eric, Alan, Derek, Woody, and the Spice Girls did the same thing. It's a wee manager device that now and then they punt the names, so it's not just the singer in the band or the guitarist in the band or whatever. And so everybody had their own wee thing. So you could have Eric's role, you could have Woody, you could have 5 of them. Yeah. But I'm not.
Do you ever sit there and regret what you've done?
No, I think from where we come from, and you got to go back to the day when you never had the media that there is now. So you had to go to London to get a record deal. You wouldn't get a record deal based in Scotland or anywhere. So you kind of had to go to London and get tied up with that. And then you're a couple of radio stations, you're a couple of tellies, and if you were top of the tree, you were top of the tree, because every single act and singer and band was trying to get on these 4 or 5 big shows, and we were just 5 guys for the the flats in Edinburgh. So I thought what we did was immense.
Was it quite quick? Was
Because
the transformation quite quick when you went to London? Was that a pretty
No,
instant success?
the record deal was signed, and it was a good 3-4 years before the Tartan years occurred. And during that time, we were just out gigging, just earning our spurs kind of thing. We were just and when the singles did come out, all these gigs, suddenly people that liked it at the gigs were buying the record, and that was how you used to have to do it. You had to go to the gig, you worked your fan club, your wee information system and stuff, and you let them know when the record was coming out. And Remember was 74. It just shot in the charts. I think Radio Luxembourg had played it, but it went bang in the charts purely on the strength of the people that had joined the fan club and the mail-outs and all that from that 2-3 years beforehand.
So no regrets.
And now it's just a wee post here and a wee bit here. So.
Oh, there's certainly still a big fan club that are there in
they're out there, yeah.
And I think it's something that you should be proud of. Absolutely.
I never diss it. I mean, I hear everybody else dissing it and finding problems with it, but you know how many bands did that?
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
From we never had millions of pounds spent on us. You know, it wasn't some big corporate band. It was 5 guys jumping in a transit van driving down the A1 to a gig in Peterborough. Yeah. And then driving all the way back the same night.
Because there was only the one form of media.
And gradually the gigs got bigger. That was all that happened. We went back to Peterborough and it was a bigger gig. Went back again and some lasses were screaming. We went back again, they were all screaming. And you just kept going back and back and back. And that was the...
Do you think the Scottishness? Obviously the music was great. You know? Folk bought into the music. It was easy to buy into it. But do you think the Scottishness as well was something that...
Well, the Americans loved it.
That travelled well.
The Americans loved the accents. And they used to put us on Dinah Shore and all these American chat shows, and they could not understand a word. And that was the whole thing, where it was these 5 guys that talk funny. And you went to Canada and Australia, and any Scottish areas, they were really helping it, you know. We were a wee bit of home for them. And
a bit pro-Scottish.
Yeah, so it was all right.
Well, it's nice to see that you've never really lost your Scottish accent either. So I know you don't come back up here very often.
Well, when you go to England, you kind of got to soften it a bit, or nobody understands a word.
Yeah.
Not that anybody ever understands what I'm talking about anyway. So you get used to that.
So what's next for you? You're obviously going to Japan and
I've got to get my album done. I'll be fiffing and faffing for a while, and I keep chopping and changing on songs and stuff. But I really got to nail that before Christmas, and so the gigs might have to take a wee bit of a back seat for a bit because.
And you've got your own. Have you got your own recording studio?
I've got a place down in the southwest in England, and. So I just sit and noodle, get an idea, I'll go and do a wee demo and put it in the box with all the other hundreds of demos.
It's on camera now, so there you go. Yeah, you said you'll do it before Christmas.
Yeah, I didn't say what year.
Well, I've got to thank you very much for taking some time out of your busy schedule to speak to me today.
Can I have some food now?
Can we run have a fag now? Absolutely. Thanks very much for that, Eric.
Good stuff. Thank you.